Right, in this video it says rationalise the denominator of the following. So we've got 3 over root 5, B, 2 minus 3 root 2 over root 2, C, 1 minus 3 minus root 7. Right, so we've got 3 over root 5. Okay, so the idea of rationalising the denominator is so that we remove any square roots in the denominator. So we need to look at the denominator, and the denominator in this one says root 5. Now I know if I did root 5 times root 5, that would actually give me 5. So what I do is I multiply the denominator by root 5. In order not to change the meaning of the whole thing, I also need to do the same to the numerator, the top number. And then I do root 5 times root 5, which I know from my previous work to be 5. And then on the top I just get 3 root 5. So this becomes 3 root 5 over 5. Note, root 5 times root 5 is the square root of 5 times 5, which is the square root of 25, which is 5. Right, in the next one, we've got 2 minus 3 root 2 over root 2. So again, I look at the denominator, and I multiply by the same thing again, but I must do the same to the numerator. So in the denominator, root 2 times root 2, it will be square root of 4, which is 2. And then I need to multiply 2 times root 2, which gives me 2 root 2, and then minus 3 root 2 times root 2, which gives me 3 times 2, because root 2 times root 2 gives me 2. So that's going to give me, there we go, 2 root 2, and then 2 times 3 is 6 over 2. Now, this number here, this number is a rational number, this number is a rational number, this is irrational. The whole thing is irrational though. There's a common factor of 2 in the numerator, so I can take out the 2, and it's better to do it this way, because they're going to have 2 brackets root 2 minus 3 over 2. Now, why I've done it that way, because sometimes people cancel that with that, but they forget that this is actually a common denominator, so it includes the 6 as well. We can now cancel out, and we're left with a final answer, root 2 minus 3. Now, in the last case, we got 1 over 3 minus root 7. If I multiply by root 7, that's not going to remove a square root sign from the denominator. So remembering back from the previous video, we use this idea. A minus b times a plus b is a squared minus b squared. So I've got 3 minus root 7. So what I do is I multiply the bottom by 3. Look at the sign here. If it's minus, make it a plus. If it's a plus, make it a minus. So the same thing, but just change the sign. And because you've done it to the denominator, you have to do it to the numerator. Right, the top is quite simple because it's 1 times 3 plus root 7. Then we can apply this idea. So I'm going to have 3 squared minus b, which is root 7 squared. So that's going to be 3 plus root 7. 3 squared is 9, and root 7 squared is 7. And then we're going to have 9 minus 7, which is 2. So we're going to have 3 plus root 7 over 2. Or sometimes you might see it written like this, a half of 3 plus root 7. Okay, so this has been a video to show you how to rationalise the denominator of a surd. I hope you've understood, and I thank you very much for watching.